So one of the aspects of road biking for me is developing good riding habits. Things like being aware of your posture on the bike. In other words, don't get lazy about slouching over, as an example, which I do. I realize that, after 25, 30 miles of riding, I get a little fatigued, as anyone would, I suppose. So I notice that I start to round over my shoulders a little bit and arch my back a little bit more than I probably should, rather than keeping it more straight. And my riding a little more upright, as I feel is probably a better riding position for me. I find that if I do that, if I maintain my posture, obviously keeping my hands on the hoods, if I keep my back more straight, what I notice is I seem to then concentrate more on pedaling, what I'm doing with my legs. And what I'm doing with my legs has really become my major focus of my riding habits as of the last 6 or 8 weeks or so, since I moved to clipless pedals. And one of the bad habits I'm trying to break is, before I had clipless pedals, the only power that I got from my pedaling was when I pushed down on the pedal. It took me a little while to learn. With clipless pedals, you push down as well as pull up during your pedal stroke. That's what I've been concentrating on lately. Got to climb a hill here, and I generally get out of the saddle to do this. So, coming back to habits, as I mentioned, I'm trying to train myself to pay more attention to how I'm pedaling, and employing the theory behind an article I read entitled "Perfect Pedal Stroke." Which essentially says what I just said: push down as well as pull up while you're pedaling. And what you need to practice and learn to do is finding out how to actually position your feet during the pedal stroke so that you are actually pulling up on the upstroke with your feet. For me, what I found kind of works for me is I essentially point my toes down a little bit as I'm coming on the upstroke. And what I feel at that point is my feet are actually lifting up on my shoes. Morning. And when I feel that pulling up on my shoes, or feeling like I'm attempting to pull my feet out of my shoes, that's my trigger to know, okay, you are pulling up as you're pedaling. So why am I working on this habit of the perfect pedal stroke? Well, two basic reasons, and it's probably the two basic reasons we all love to ride. First of all, you get more speed by doing so. Your legs become stronger, and that really assists with climbing hills. So yeah, learning to pull up while you're learning to pull up in your pedal stroke really is an essential habit to learn. For those of you who are still riding with flat pedals, and there are, I'm sure, a significant amount of people that still do. I did for a very long time. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. In fact, depending on where you ride, it's probably a benefit to you in terms of having the ability to stop and put down your foot quickly in traffic. So if you're in a high urban area, you may very well be still riding with flat pedals. But for me, riding with flat pedals, what that did was reinforce my habit of just pedaling and pushing down on the pedals. Obviously, without a clipless pedal, you're not going to be pulling up with a flat pedal. So, I'm working diligently on ensuring that my habit of pedaling becomes a good habit. A habit based on a much better technique of providing power to my bike. I'm sure there are many articles and even YouTube videos on the subject, a lot of which I've gotten into and read myself. And you can read all of them and walk away with a real good working knowledge of what you should be doing. But nothing takes the place of putting those techniques into practice and developing your skills on a bike. So, After riding some 3,600 miles on this road bike the last few weeks, it's like learning to ride at a different level for the first time. And frankly, it all works. Which is to say, I'm riding faster with my clipless pedals, using them to push down and pull up as well. So I'm getting better at road biking. I'm getting better at this sport. At least for me, I feel like, you know, it's definitely an improvement. See, right now I'm pedaling up a small hill. And it wasn't so long ago that I would shift into the lowest gear on that hill, spin my way up it. So now what I'm doing though is, because I pull up on the pedals, surprisingly to me, I'm climbing that hill and other hills in a higher gear with a little more speed. So with regard to clipless pedals, one of the very good benefits that I didn't anticipate was that I believe it's actually making my legs even stronger, and therefore making me even faster, because I'm not just pushing down while pedaling, I'm using more leg muscles in a different way. So when it comes to clipless pedals, if you're not using them or afraid to get into them, bury your fears and go for it.